Alright, Friday night video gaming shall continue. Co-main event of the evening, a best of 5 between MilkiCow, a Russian Terran player, and Nikich, a Belarusian Zerg. Just two guys that are damn good in the European scene. Also fun for you guys to see some non-Protoss games, I assume. People are sick and tired of the Protosses everywhere. So let's enjoy a little TVZ before we get ready for the last match of the night. The winner of this series gets $100, the loser gets 25. All of that is provided by Basilisk. Let's do it.
Let's get it on. Round 1. Fight.
Bottom left side of Talisman, we are looking at the main base of our Russian Terran player. Was addicted to Deadlock for a while, but he came back to Starcraft 2. Still loves it and has been enjoying it. Quite active, couple of good results already. This is MilkiCow playing on their milking cows. Yeah, that is a thing apparently, guys. It is what it is. Top right side, we are looking in the main base of our Belarusian Zerg, representing alien invasion. Probably the only Zerg on the planet that said he feels better against Protoss than he does against Terran. This is Nikich. Should be a fun series. I think it's honestly very hard to call. I see that the prediction is not truly popping off yet, but right now is favored in, or is favored towards MilkiCow. I don't know. What the hell is even that? Oh my god. Guys, 1 minute and 30 seconds. MilkiCow is opening up with a Ghost Academy. A 1 minute, a 30-second Ghost Academy. Who is Nikich? Well, Nikich is a Belarusian Zerg who's been around for a while. He is probably the 5th or 6th or 7th best Zerg in Europe. Maybe higher, maybe lower, but among those lines, he's over 6,000 MMR. MilkiCow is gonna open things up with mega quick Ghost. There used to be a Ghost Cyclone cheese a long time ago. 3.4k players again. These guys are literally 6k, so no. This is what does Nikich? Oh my god, he doesn't see the tech lab yet. That's so big. That is so big. He needs to see the tech lab, no? Okay. He's gonna move the overload a little bit, and he sees a barracks and he sees a tech lab. And now I wonder, does Nikich put 2 and 2 together immediately? Because I'd be mega confused here. Talisman is a unique map. It is one of the 3 maps that I have swapped into the map pool. I'm just following first person view of Nikich for a little bit. That's why the camera is so jumpy. Thank you so much, Scuffler and Andy, guys. Literally my 2 goats this year. So much love coming from those corners. I really appreciate you guys. Obviously everybody else too. Alright, the first ghost is here, so now Nikich should know what is up. We don't have, I mean, what the hell is this? Because we don't have personal cloaking. Guys, we don't have cloaking, so the ghost is gonna get surrounded by Zerglings. No, not quite. Ghosts are surprisingly tanky. But I mean, what is this build? What? I don't know what is happening. MilkiCow, what are we cooking? Gonna build a command center now. Still no cloaking. Zergling speed is done. Second Hellion, is it in time to save the ghost? No, one more ghost does show up. We really don't want to lose any Hellions. Because I think the true idea here for MilkiCow is to follow this up with a Hellion drop and then try to get a lot of damage. People sometimes say that StarCraft is boring these days because the openings are always the same. Well, I don't see openings like this very often. Probably for all the right reasons, to be completely honest. Like, I don't know if this really cooks. But okay, I love it. It's different. Yeah. It does seem like the build is in danger against Zerglings. Oh. Medevac healing a Ghost is actually one way to let the Hellions get some shots off, but turns out, guys, that our mega creative underwater 4D chess build gets countered by Zerglings with speed. Unlucky. I mean, who could have thought he was gonna build Zerglings, you know what I mean? If he would have built anything else, Milky would have been flying, but somehow Nikich had the audacity to make a couple Zerglings. There is absolutely nothing in the natural here for MilkiCow. That means he's gonna lose 3 SCVs before the command center is done. I mean, this is just a disaster. We do have a little Hellion drop in the natural, and we might get a couple workers here, but we don't even have a command center. Yeah, you know, I agree, PBR sponsored. Who is he? Oh, the drones quite lined up there. Honestly, good shots. Was even almost fantastic, but it's now quite good. I mean, and it's not even just that he went Zerglings, guys. He even has a Zergling speed. Honestly, like, who could have seen that coming? Let's be honest here. To play devil's advocate, who could have seen that coming? Zergling speed against Terran? I mean, I feel like that was the thing in Wings of Liberty, but... yeah. Things you don't see very often. A Terran command center burning 4 minutes and 45 seconds into the game, but we got to see it there. Can't believe we had drones. I even believe there was a queen or two in the mix. But you know what? Milky continues to try to harass. And if he gets like one more sweet volley off with these Hellions and he gets 5 extra drones, I want to say it's not even that bad. And, you know, when it comes to the late game, he already has a Ghost Academy. That is an investment he no longer has to make. Oh, well, Hellions, guys, Hellions. They're a little bit far apart, so that means we don't get the perfect shots off, but he still gets 4 drones, make it perhaps a few more, getting really good shots off here on the Zerglings. MilkiCow, man. He's just a Russian Grandmaster over here. Got a 1 Banshee with cloaks. Double cloak Banshee. First one already got deflected. Second one, oh, that's a lot of queens. That is a lot of queens. Now, the lair just finished up, and I don't think we have an overseer yet. The medevac did die, though, with the Hellions inside of it. You know, economically, it doesn't look bad for Milky. I don't know how. I don't know why. But it doesn't look that bad for MilkiCow. Nikich seems to be a tiny bit flustered by the nonsense that Milky is throwing at him. The Banshee also goes down. That's a bit unlucky. Interesting eBay placement. Yeah, it works. Guess we don't want to have eBays in the wall in case we're gonna lose them. Where is Russell Crowe, mate? You want to hear him?
Are you not entertained?
I haven't seen Gladiator 2 yet, by the way. I do really want to watch it. Actually, did I see it? No, I didn't see it. I was supposed to watch it with Vicky, but we didn't go. Any of you guys watched Gladiator 2 recently? And if so, on a scale of 1 to goated, what are we talking? Very decent. Love hearing that. He's building another ghost, by the way. 6 out of 10. Not mega exciting. Thank you, Compo Chessmate, for the 100 biddies. Why the chess? Talk to me about chess. 4 out of 10. That's rough. I mean, Gladiator 1 was so good that it's going to be hard for Gladiator 2 to be better, to be fair. It's not like Gladiator 1 was aight, and let's see if we can do better with number 2. I think Gladiator 1 was an absolute masterpiece. All movies suck now. It has indeed been a while since I saw a brand new movie that made me go, wow. I liked Oppenheimer. Not that I thought it was absolutely goated, but I did really enjoy watching Oppenheimer. MilkiCow has sent a whole bunch of SCVs towards the low ground, but Nikich continues to make that pesky unit, the Zergling. Found quite some damage there. 9 SCVs is good, but Nikich's economy is really not that good. Now Milky forgets to leave a couple of units here. The fact that these minerals are still not mined out is making life absolute hell over here for MilkiCow. Oh, now Zerglings get into the natural as well, get a full surround on the tank. Ay, ay, ay. But Nikich's supply is looking very underwhelming. He needs to be careful. Like, he's kind of playing this like Milky's on 32 SCVs and it's all good, but Milky's actually on 59 SCVs. They both lost 13 workers. In a weird way, guys, the strangest TVZ opening that I've seen in a little while. It's kind of working. Milky may very well be cooking here. Marine gun is high now. 34 Marines, 1-1 upgrades. Thank you to Endover, matey, for the 50 months. Half a century. That's a special one, amigo. That is a special one. Will it be in the Twitch timetable? No. Next Monday, mate. First series of the Monday Night Weekly. Game 2. We're gonna do a radio broadcast. Mark your agendas, guys. Monday, 6 p.m. CET. We're gonna do a radio broadcast. Game 2 of our first series of the day. Of the cup. Cloak Banshee in the bottom right side. Oh, okay, those tank shots are absolutely monstrous. Not too many banings remaining. I love how there's one ghost in the mix. Ah, the final baning hit was so good. But somehow MilkiCow's supply is just not dropping. MilkiCow's supply is just not dropping as he casually snipes the macro hatch in the main. Milky is cooking. The ghost opening. What's how Roddy gets the TV? No, I mean, I'm in charge of what I pick, right, on the Monday night. I don't know how the bracket looks yet. But Monday, first series of the day, game 2, we're going to do a radio broadcast. So, if you want to enjoy a game, without actually seeing the game, but only being able to listen to me, Monday, let's say 15 minutes past 6. CET. 15 minutes past noon, East Coast? No, wait. 1:15. It's only 5 hours now. 1:15 p.m. East Coast. Where is the broadcast here? No, on Sky FM, mate. It's gonna be on Sky FM. Or Radio Raymond. Raymond Sport. That's where we'll do it. Radio Raymond is the neighborhood radio, not neighborhood, county, state radio for us. You grew up inside Holland, you know what I'm talking about. Yes, it's gonna be here, live on Twitch. I just won't show the game. It's going to trigger like 80% of my audience, and then 20% of the audience is gonna be like, this is a cool idea, Roddy. And the other 80% is like, what the hell, I can't see the game, show the game, what are you doing? But it's just for science. You guys know over here at Basilisk, we're all about the science angle. And I want to see if you guys can understand the game of Starcraft without seeing the game of Starcraft. But by having me as a radio commentator. It's definitely going to be the Roddy camera full screen. With text that says, I know the game is not shown. And then still you have people telling me that the game is not shown. It's going to be great. I'm going to have a fantastic time. Nikich continues to counter gets a bunch of SCVs, but I almost feel like I'm watching a bugged game of Starcraft 2. It feels that every time MilkiCow takes damage, his supply just increases. And Nikich is just not able to pop off. Milky dropping in the bottom right. Milky dropping at the gold. Gold gets cancelled. Bottom right gets saved. Yes, Hotpot. When I was young, mate, I went to Carnival one time with my friends. So, the Netherlands is a tiny country, but we do often talk about above the rivers and below the rivers. I live above the river. Where I live, we don't really do Carnival. But below the rivers, they do it. And I went to Breda one year, which is, I don't know, the 10th or 12th biggest city in the Netherlands. And they love Carnival over there. The ladies love it. The boys love it. And I went with my Dutch friends one time. It was cool. I was dressed up as a Protoss player. No, I was dressed up as a clown. So, and as an American Protoss, basically. I had a clown wig, clown makeup. I don't want to say that the ladies loved young Roddy, but they kind of did. And when they asked me, what was your outfit inspired on? I said an American Protoss. I think that was even before I played Starcraft. I was a Warcraft player back then. Nikich continues to lose all the links, all the banes, and I don't know how on earth our Russian Terran player made this one work, but after 14 minutes, the one base ghost opening cooked. It's mostly the Hellions, I think, as a follow-up. The Hellion drops were good, the Hellion run-by was good. It started to truly add up, and Nikich made, at one point, a lot of links and banes. Like, Milky was a low-eco Terran, but he wasn't. Like, Milky actually had over 50 SCVs, and if you then make a lot of links and banes and you don't kill your opponent, yeah, you're going to be in trouble once that marine count and tank count increases. I did have the eyebrow piercings. I actually have a picture of Carnival. I can't find it right now because I wouldn't know where to look for it, but there is a picture of me dressed up as a clown going to Carnival. But it's not a thing here in Zuidland, it's not a thing in RotterdaM, or it's not a thing in Hoogvliet where I grew up. Breda and I think Eindhoven as well. Obviously the cities in Limburg, Kerkrade, Maastricht. I'm sure that they all love Carnival. Where I grew up, it wasn't a thing, but I did check it out one day. And I did live in Cologne for like a year and a half. And in Cologne, Carnival is really serious. They love it. They get free from work. Literally the entire city turns into one big playground. Everyone is dressed up like a cop, a nurse, a cow, a pig, anything. And I did celebrate Carnival in Cologne 2 years in a row. It was really cool. It was a lot of fun. But that's Germany, obviously, not the Netherlands. Alright, game 2.
Round 2, fight!
I don't know how he made it work, but he made it work. The one base Ghost Academy opening, a couple ghosts, couple Hellions. We cooked some drones and we took it from there. 1-0 up, honestly. Style points 11 out of 10. It's MilkiCow. Top right side of Amygdala. We are looking at the main base of our Belarusian Zerg. Down 0-1. This is Nikich. He did the one base Ghost BS versus me once on ladder and beat your ass. So you're telling me that you're laddering at a high enough level to play versus MilkiCow, but you don't know Nikich. Can you please explain that one to me? Because that doesn't truly add up. You're gonna tell me that you're playing around 6k MMR, but you don't know Nikich? Please open APM. I can open APM, mate. But I've said something many times in this channel, and I'll swear by it. APM numbers are not relevant at the moment. Too many things modify the APM for it to matter. When it comes to rapid fire, low repeat rates, APM was something that was very interesting in the beginning of Starcraft 2. These days it's not interesting. I can show it to you for a little bit, but it's 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game. Nobody needs 400 APM right now. He's doing it again, guys. He's actually doing it again. Can you believe it? Back to back, 1 minute 42 second Ghost Academies. You work in Cologne and we had a huge carnival party. I know, mate. I used to go to Zülpische Straße, Umbruch, Stiefel, Reuterplatz. Roddy was there. And of course we finished the night at Venus Cellar. Like any proper gentleman would. Those were the days. Just me and Demu. Young, energetic, full of life. Taking over the streets of Cologne. Mr. Worldwide. Don't know if Cologne is that fancy, but I have a lot of warm memories of living in Cologne. It's a cool city. By the way, big shout out to my man Loho_TV. The man with the great puppies. Well, I really love that you're still stopping by from time to time, Loho. I know that you don't play StarCraft every day or haven't been able to for many years, but I think it's awesome, mate. Much love. Demo also lived in Cologne. Yeah, we were roommates. So Demo lived in Dusseldorf at first because he really wanted to participate in the EPS, the German ESL league back then. That was exclusive to German players. That's where you become a German Meister. You can win a Meisterschaft. That's what Ben tried. Ben never became a German Meister because Ben got too drunk over at Zülpische Straße, landed on his elbow, broke it, kind of repaired, got drunk again, broke it again. So no German Meisters for Ben, but that's why he lived in Germany for a while. Then eventually he said, alright, I give up trying to become a Meister. I will move to Arizona to live in the EG house. And the rest is history. Ghost Hellion once more for MilkiCow. Last game, I would say that almost like, oh my god. I was gonna say last game, the opening technically was bad, but we turned it into something. Well, Milky's like, you know what? I still won last game. Let me just go ahead and lose my first Ghost. Snipe does land on one of the queens. The medevac is going to be in time to save Ghost number 2, yes? Even building a third Ghost. No personal cloaking again. This is just his build. This is opening. That's a big supply block now. That is a monstrous supply block. Ay, caramba. Well, we are battling a little bit, and he is actually winning the fight. While I was taking a little look at the main base, he has won the fight. Snipes another queen. MilkiCow. Is he flexing here? Is he showing off a little bit? Not often do you see a Terran killing a... Man, this is sick. Is this just the way that the kid likes to play TVC? Casually opens up with a couple of Hellions and a few Ghosts. Snipes a few queens and takes the game from there. Yeah, there's high ground vision as well, so overlords are not even safe. Lings are looking for a counter. It's so crazy that with this build, he actually builds the CC on the low ground and he kind of gets away with it. He's been playing it in TVT as well. What a kid. What a gamer. Ghost does get surrounded. That is painful. But Ghosts are so tanky that the Hellions do get quite a few shots off. There is an attack happening on the other side of the map. I'm taking a look at how... Oh my god, he's got nothing! Nikich has nothing. I mean, he's building 60 more links, but another queen could get sniped. Should have gotten sniped, but I guess we lost vision. In the end, Milky does get it. Milky is down 14 workers. Yeah, he's sniping queens like nobody's business. Demo has been both #1 in NA and EU ladder, not too bad. You mean when it comes to Starcraft? Yeah, that is true. I'm not sure how that's relevant, but yeah, that is true. Ben is a gamer. I believe he's in Hamburg at the moment. I think there is an Age of Empires 4 event happening. I didn't totally get all the details because I'm not that into Age of Empires 4. But I do always stop by Ben's stream once or twice a week at least. Just to see how my boy is doing. And he was getting ready to travel to Hamburg. I don't think it's to support House Val. 2 more queens go down, 1 ghost does fall though. So what a gamer Milky is. This is gonna be so confusing if you're Nikich. What on earth am I playing against? No, Raven shows up as well. Drops another turret. Lings are melting. Nice save there. Hot pickup on the Ghost. Ghost gets healed a little bit. Nikich again down to nothing but queens. Does have a decent economy, but it's gonna be so painful. I mean, I highly doubt that Ben would travel to Hamburg for an Age of Empires 2 event. Unless he's somehow the caster, but he doesn't even play Age of Empires 2. So that would really surprise me. I mean, then again, he doesn't play StarCraft 2 and he still casts these events. So. Kidding. Kidding. Ben is good in StarCraft. Yeah. We will forever love Benny over here. I am sure there is a little Age of Empires 4 event. And Ben will probably just be playing it because he's very good. And if there is like no Beastie and no Marine Lord, there's a chance that he even wins it. I know he won an event not too long ago over in Norway. The big land. Is Ben undefeated in the Big Brain Bouts? I think he is, yeah. No, I think he lost to Eva. I think he lost to Eva, but it was a very good series. Like Ben really did put up a proper fight. But I believe a very young Eva, 14-year-old or 15-year-old Eva back then did beat Ben. But it was a great series. It's funny you say that, Pineapple. Yeah, Ben definitely had his glory days in StarCraft 2, guys. There was a small time period where the few guys that were streaming, and back then, like, not everybody had a good enough computer to stream or knew how to stream because it wasn't like that easy to get started. Yeah, that streaming StarCraft 2 was legit kind of sick. You would just go live, you get 4,000 or 5,000 viewers, you play a couple ads, you make $800 to $1,500 a day, and you turn it off. Yeah, those were definitely insane days. That wasn't a very long period. That only lasted for a little bit, and then when the other games grew and Twitch grew overall, like that kind of disappeared rather quickly. There was a little period where I think Benjamin was sprinting them. Yep, he was definitely one. I wouldn't say he was the first, but he was definitely very early. Like Ben got partnered way before I did. He was already streaming for 6 to 9 months, or maybe even a year plus before I started. And at this point, I feel like I've streamed forever. Ben was even earlier. One of the girls does get picked off. Ben also did take a long break. So there were 2 moments where Ben didn't stream for like half a year or something. Couple of veins do find dream connections with the Marines. That is exactly what a Belarusian Zerg was looking for. He does not have high, but he does have lair attack. He's got double evo, and these are the fights that Nikich. Oh, the doors are lowered. There's barely any firepower left. MilkiCow really kind of fumbled the back there a tiny bit by not splitting those Marines a little bit better. And it allowed Nikich to have a crazy amount of units left over, and Nikich is never looking back. He just wants to get in all the way into the main base. SCVs are overly saturated on the middle line. I would love to see the Banelings go for the SCVs. They're so indecisive. They could have gone for it once, twice, 3 times. But it's okay. There are more Lings all over the surface. Hive Tech, by the way. I thought it was Lab Tech earlier, but Hive is done. Nikich is tiny bit low on the drones. Like, all of this was good, guys, but if those 2 Banelings would have just made up their freaking mind, they connect with 10 SCVs here, then I really love it. Now I kind of love it, but I'm still worried. Well, kind of worried. 2 Vipers on the way is kind of cute, but I almost feel that this... The thing is that Milky barely has any tanks. I almost say one of the very rare moments where it's okay to delay the Vipers and just get a few more Lings, get a few more Banes, and then spend all that money on Ultras. Once you get Kindness Plating, you're cooking. The tank count is so low that I don't think Vipers are mandatory. Yeah, one more good run by would do it, or one fight with the Ultras and Kindness Plating against those Marines would do it, but right now he's absolutely not there yet. And it really did look like Nikich was there. This time Milky is paying attention. And already building a second factory, he's getting libs. I don't think I've ever seen a Zerg that was mega thrilled to make Ultras of 3 hatcheries of 70 drones. But yeah, Adrenal Glands plus 2 melee, plus 2 armor. Milky only has 1 eBay doing its thing at the moment. Should still be fine for Nikich. Like, that shouldn't be an answer for Ultras, but he does have, guys, a Ghost Academy. He's had it for a very long time. So we could theoretically make a few more Ghosts, get a little bit of pew pew action going. And this is still a game. And Lings, Banes, and Ultras gonna get all over the top. It seems that Nikich is gonna lose this hatchery, but in return he should be able to take an amazing fight here, especially if the Banelings can just connect with a couple of the Marines, but even without the Banes, there is no answer for the Ultras outside of the Libs. But how many Libs do we have? 0. I thought we had a Liberator, but apparently we don't. The doors are open. I don't think Milky stabilizes here. Ultras are too big, too powerful, too tanky. How do they die? I don't see them dying. Now Milky's supply blocks are already having a lot of money in the bank. Seems like he's not going to be able to spend his money. Plus 2 armor gets denied. SCVs are so stuck. Minus 15 SCVs is going to turn into minus 23. Blinding Cloud is going to derp the Marines as well. One more. No, Vipers. Oh no, he pulled the Raynor, guys. But it's okay. Just like Raynor, he has done so many things right in the game that he is going to be fine. I like how we keep picking up the Marines, but you know, eventually we have to fight. It's like, well, evacuate everything. Take off. Never look back. Find a new home. I feel like this right here is the equivalent of we need to get to Mars ASAP. We need to get to Mars. It's like, yeah, but what about our main? Doesn't matter. We need to get to Mars. It's like, okay. All right. Well, a couple of guys did beat us to Mars. They've got a little city going. It's entertainment, guys, on the Friday night. You can't say that we're not having fun. 14 minutes into Amygdala, I feel that it should be Nikich. It will always be Nikich. This is a very ambitious starport. Like, what if I just pretend that I actually did get to Mars? But actually I was hiding in Detroit. They'll never find me there. It's like, unlucky, mate. Unlucky. The Ultras and Lings are still around. And not even in the Greek Town Casino are we safe. It's anyone's game? No, it's not. It's definitely not anyone's game. This should be Nikich. This should always be Nikich. Look at these Marines. They deal no damage. You guys may not believe it, but these Marines were shooting at the Ultras all along. It's the equivalent of an 8K Paradox trying to fight a 19K Abrams. It just does nothing. Humor, Roddy. I mean, I'm not used to the squid bringing humor into this channel. I'm used to yapping. No humor. Kidding, man. Kidding. Just banter. Alright. Nikich has re-established the 3rd, the 4th. He's working on a 5th. And we are wondering like, it's pretty hard to attack anybody that moved all the way to Mars, right? Like, man, I had beef with this guy in elementary school back over on planet Earth. Then he went to Mars. Takes a little while before you find a way to get there. That's where he connected with Anakin Skywalker. He's like, can I borrow that pod racer of yours? It's not meant for intergalactic travel, doesn't matter. Nikich does not give a damn. Few of the ghosts of Milky are getting some snipes off. Very sad, by the way, that the Ghost Academy died. But Links, Ultras. I know Planetary is great and all, but... Oh, is this the same amount of copium as Alex had against me in that ladder game? Just kidding, that one actually got kind of close. This one though, guys. Like just one more stim. Just one last stim, one more mule trip. Honestly, we've got him. And this is where Nikich is like, man, he had me in the first half, I'm not going to lie. And I was worried. I mean, ghosts are good. You guys know the ghosts are good. Milky knows ghosts are good. Every ultra out there knows ghosts are good. Milky throws down a scan. Look, so does he have mining? Yeah, he does, Milky. Yes, he does. He's got a whole lot more than this one. Oh yeah. We can say a lot of things, but we can't say that Milky doesn't have the fighter spirit or that dog in him. Milky rolled out of bed this morning, got himself some borscht before he hopped into the shower. And when he passed that mirror, he saw a proper Rottweiler staring him down. And he knew that this was the day he was going to open up with a bunch of ghost enemies. He was going to try to snipe some queens and fight till the absolute bitter end. This is that bitter end. Repair that planetary! Oh my god, the Ultra died! Okay, it's okay. The Corruptus got the planetary, and that will do it, guys. After an 18-minute game on the Amygdala, we are all tied up. Nikich and MilkiCow score 1-1. Kavla says if Milky wins, I give 50 subs. You've been very good to me, mate, so I won't make fun of you for that one, but no, that was never gonna go Milky's way. That's kind of like, you know, if J Money does qualify for the Esports World Cup 2025, I think he takes it. And if he takes it all, 100 subs, guys, to my favorite American streamer, Bully. Bully, you know I love you, I enjoy the stream. If J Money qualifies for the Esports World Cup 2025 and he wins it all, 100 for my man Bully. Can I play? You can always play, mate. Fire up Battle.net and play. Not tonight. Not on my stream. Not in this event. But you can absolutely play some ladder games. The Starcraft 2 servers are still up and running. Nikich says that he needs 2 minutes, guys. And while Nikich takes 2 minutes, I think I'll take a very, very tiny break as well. He's not here yet. As soon as the gamers are ready, I'll be back for game 3. And I'll send a little message to Solar to let him know that this is what's currently happening. I'll be right back. Hello, Psaya. Alright, I'm back. Gamers are back. Are there still 2 games to be announced for EWC? That is a great question, mate. And I do think that they are more than aware of the fact that this is not a good look. And I think that's why they changed the timers into to be announced soon. I really hope that they give clarity in the near future. But it's all good. It's out of our control. We just sit back, we wait, and hopefully we know what's up real soon. I know I've said this for the last 3 or 4 Fridays at this point. It is what it is. I'm still positive though. And I know that some people make fun of me. Like this old man still thinks that his game is alive. Yeah, let me think. I still feel good about it.
Round 3. Fight!
Bottom right side of Whispers of Gold. We are looking at the main base of the man who has opened up 2 games in a row with a mega early Ghost Academy. Is he gonna go 3 for 3? It is MilkiCow. It's a double gas opening, guys. He may very well once more hit us with that 135 Ghost Academy. Top left side, winning game 2. Honestly, got close at one point, but he was able to edge it out in the end. It is our Belarusian Zerg. Always a pleasure watching his games. It is cool to see a couple Zergies out there that are not necessarily the all big names from the past. This is Nikich. It's about time for StarCraft 3. It definitely is, I agree with that, but that's not something that I'm counting on anytime soon. And at this point, even if, let's say, in a fairy tale world, a Blizzard hits us this BlizzCon, or next BlizzCon, whatever. Because this year there's no BlizzCon, but next year BlizzCon, they hit us with StarCraft 3. Seeing is believing. They fired all the good people that ever made RTS games for them, so who's gonna make it? 10 years later, yeah, I'm not counting on any StarCraft 3 or Warcraft 4 anytime soon. You know, there was a BlizzCon, guys, like, I don't know, let's say it was 2017, 2018, and people swore to me that this was the BlizzCon, they were going to announce Warcraft 4. And I got pretty hyped. I was excited. I was like, I can't wait. And then I watched the opening trailers and I saw a bunch of cards, a bunch of orcs and elves and WoW, a few more expansions and Overwatch, but I did not see any Warcraft 4. And now 7 years later, I still haven't seen any Warcraft 4, so. The return of David Kim. Now, David Kim is working on Battle Aces. I think a lot of you guys know that, but some of you guys may not know that. But the very fast-paced or fast-action RTS, as they call it, which I know is an abbreviation for farts, so I think they changed it, but David Kim is in charge of the Battle Aces project. And I do think Battle Aces is fun, it's cool. It's not a StarCraft 2 replacement, it's too different for that, but it is a really fun little game. Tempest Rising is pretty sweet. Did you manage to play it? Because I have not been able to play it yet. But Tempest Rising definitely does look cool. You don't like any of the new RTS, not enough cool macro. Yeah, the thing is though, Furajin, people want so many different things, right? Where you say that you miss the macro, then there are a lot of people who say they don't like StarCraft because it's too much macro, or they don't like Brood War because the macro is too difficult. I think RTS is just in a very, very complicated spot in that regards, and I do believe there is a world where you can make an RTS be successful in the year 2025, but I don't know if I have seen it yet. I'm definitely hopeful for Battle Aces though. If they have a proper marketing budget and they can really get people to play that game and they can spread the word, like, it's just a fun game. It really is just a fun game. It's not SC2. It's very different, but it's very fun. What would happen if Nikich just went for straight 15 drone Bane bust? Then I think that Hellions will kill all of his Lings and Banes, and I think he's dead. And one of our Basilisk players, Trigger, is a very big fan of Battle Aces, and I think he still is, even though he has obviously been playing crazy much of StarCraft 2 lately, and he's gotten mega good. So happy with it. Very, very proud of him. But I think when Battle Aces comes back, you guys will see Trigger once more play at a very high level. And if there are any tournaments, you're gonna see our men in there. Link count is damn high. Another surround on the Gulls. Not the cleanest surround, but it's good enough to get the kill in the end. It's legit crazy to see MilkiCow open up with this Ghost opening 3 games in a row. But this one was a bit different, to be fair. This is not 2 Ghosts, 3 Ghosts, Hellion drop. This is 1 Ghost into a very quick expand. And I think bigger focus on the Hellions and the Banshees. Stormgate gameplay was decent. Shame the launch was so scruffed. I don't know if it was decent at first. I do believe that it got a lot better at this point, and I haven't been able to play it yet. I keep telling you guys that I'm going to do a Stormgate stream one of these days, and I will. I just have a few other things right now that are more important to me. And then when it comes to just casually having fun when I'm not streaming, I really enjoy playing Deadlock and Mechabellum. That's just the way it is. Stormgate has not been fun enough for me to say that, hey, if I've got an hour or 2 hours late at night and I can play a couple games by myself and I'm not streaming, that I want to play Stormgate. I'd just rather play Deadlock or Battle or Mechabellum. Maybe soon Battle Ace. 4 drones going down to the Banshees. Lings looking for a surround on the Hellions. One of the Hellion does go down. Banshee and Raz is really good. MilkiCow has always had some really cool multitasking. For a Terran that's obviously not as well known as Spirit or Hero Marine or Clem when it comes to the European Terrans, Milky really does have some excellent multitasking. He's on 2 orbitals, 3 racks. It's safe to say that he does need to find a lot of damage. When is the last time that you've played Stormgate, Furajin? Because from what I've heard, the most recent upgrades have been like the best progress yet that they've made. And that's why I say that I want to give it a shot, but yeah, limited time. A few days ago, okay. I believe they're gonna send me a statue of the guy with the Gatling gun. I'm very excited for that. I've become a bit of a statue collector. So much that Vicky says that the living room doesn't feel like hers because all of the stuff here is mine. She's looking at Pokemon cards, she's looking at F1 cars, she's looking at a carrier statue, a battlecruiser statue, a Broodlord statue. Apparently there's too much of my stuff in the living room. I just think it all looks really cool. And soon we'll get a little Stormgate statue too. One of the queens has died. 3 more queens remain here. The Banshees have been absolutely fantastic for MilkiCow. Nikich's supply is looking dire, and Nikich needs a good fight. Gets a surround on the first tank, gets a kill on the second tank as well. Like 3 more Banelings. 3 more Banelings, and I think we can continue to roll forward. And we can connect. Maybe even just the links are good enough there in the end. Don't forget, guys, that MilkiCow did most of this off 2 bases. He does have a 3rd command center now. It's floating over. Very cool to see this game. Like 8 minutes, 30 seconds in. And it's 96 against 91 supply. None of that boring, only workers, no interactions whatsoever. No, we are swanging and banging over here. As they would call a fight of the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. In the end, Nikich has enough Zergies, enough Zergy units, Zerglings, to push Milky back. Widowmine could get a really good shot off here. Actually does a bit of friendly fire on the Marine, on the medevac. Lynx continue to now look for a surround on the remaining Marines. Doors are open again. One brave little Baneling is in the mix. Can it do something? It's still there. It's still there. In the end, it gets picked up. And what a fight. What a slugfest. Both players still below 100 supply. A Lynx around right now on the orbital. Normally you'd say this looks mega good for the Zerg, but Nikich has taken some serious damage to home as well. Left with 33 Zerglings. How many minutes am I away from an F1 qualifier tonight, guys? Can old man Roddy stay up until I watch the GOAT do his thing? I believe it's not going to be a great quali for Max. You wouldn't wait? Because McLaren is too good, or? Oh, so you're telling me to go to bed early, but I can't go to bed early. Even though I did wake up very early this morning. I think I was up and run. Well, when I say very early, guys, I mean gaming hours very early. I was up at like 9:20. Very, very early. Hamilton is racing? He is racing, mate. He's racing in a sexy Ferrari. And I'm not like a diehard Lewis fan, but obviously I do like Lewis for everything that he has accomplished in the sport. I'm really excited to see the Hamilton against Leclerc battle throughout the season. I think it's going to be awesome, man. Nikich now, but despite all the battling that these two guys have done already on Hive, and sure, it's not the quickest Hive ever, but given how weird these games start off with the Ghosts, with the Hellions, with the Banshees, with the non-stop aggression and multitasking, I want to say I think this is a pretty quick Hive. Honestly, I think being up at 9, when you don't have to be up at 9, and you're basically working until probably 10:30, 11 p.m. in the evening, and then a whole lot more work that's just not done on stream, I think 9 is kind of early. I think I'm allowed to say that 9 is early, if that's your schedule. I know some of you guys may have kids or may have a normal job and you have a long commute to work, and you wake up every Friday at 6 a.m. and you're like, man, shut the fuck up, brother. You don't know what you're talking about. I get that. But you're probably done a lot earlier than I am. You get up at 3 a.m. Sure. I know that a lot of you guys will probably get up earlier than I am. Or than I do. But I stay up later. Nikich is not looking good here. Well, if he gets a couple ultras, mate, I still think he looks good. Oh, okay, if Widowmines connect like that, he may not look all that good. That was a monstrous Widowmine hit. Now, Milky is just everywhere. Exclamation mark slowly. This kid. Queens are gonna try to transfuse the hatchery non-stop all day, every day. Does he get it? He does not get it. The ladies of the night save the hatchery. Shout out to those queens. You more Marines looking for hatchery doesn't get this one either. Wow. He's hanging in there, guys. A couple of low HP important hatcheries are out there for Nikich, but he hangs in there and he saves all of them. 5:45, your daughter decided that you had enough sleep. I know. I love you guys have different lives. But I am sure that you don't have to be here yapping about Starcraft or other things in life until 10:45 and then have a bunch of emails to get through. I know, guys. 9 a.m. is not that early. But for me and my schedule, I think it's kind of early. Hello, Ryan. Yeah, exactly, mate. If you have to perform from like 8 until midnight, you don't want to be up at 9 a.m., right? Widowmine connects with one of the Vipers, but Nikich did land Blinding Clouds. Man, what a mega close series between these two. They're never maxed out, they never have any money in the bank, and they just throw everything they have at one another. Banelings blowing up an orbital. How often do you see that? Marine stimming, gunning down a couple queens. Hatchery was low, is low, continues to be low, finally goes down. We have a Ghost Academy, guys. That's the nice thing, I guess, about casting MilkiCow. He always has a Ghost Academy. Not every day, Hotpot, but today is a day that I definitely have to get back to some people. Because there have been some very exciting exchanges, and also out of courtesy, a couple of emails that are not interesting, but I still have to get back to. I mean, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I do it tomorrow, but if I tell people I'll get back to them soon, I do mean soon. And not soon whenever I'm piss chilling, but you know, soon as in when I'm not streaming. By the way, I can actually stream the Macabellum tournament tomorrow. I'm mega excited. We were supposed to have a family dinner, but apparently my brother was too late with the reservation. So now the restaurant that he wants to go to is fully booked. So now we're going on, I don't know, the 27th or 29th, whatever. But that means that I can stream our Macabellum tournament tomorrow. I'm very excited. Corporate suit stream. It's gonna take a long time before you guys see the regular suit stream. That's just nothing. I feel like on this channel it's always been about just having a good time and trying to be myself for as much as that's possible. Now, of course, when it comes to streaming, you have to behave a little bit. There are some things that you don't say and some subjects you don't go to. For as far as possible, try to keep it as real as possible. And me sitting here in a suit, overly serious about the game that I've been talking about for 15 years, I don't think that would really give you guys some Roddy vibes. Yeah, we can get some unlucky earn runs tomorrow. I love that Warden. I miss that guy. Legitimately the nicest guy I've ever seen in Deadlock. Unlucky earn. You know what really did it for me? It's the pause between unlucky earn and I guess. That one little moment of silence. Oh, bit of white. It was the sweetest dude. That's what I love about video gaming. It's like, yeah, there are some toxic people out there in the MOBAs and in the team shooters. And I won't make any excuses for them. They're out there. It's a thing. And sometimes you're going to have really unpleasant interactions. But once in a while, you also just run into the absolute sweetest people. It really felt that guy woke up and he's like, I'm going to change my life today. And it's going to be the sweetest human being ever. And he was. Couple Widowmine connections, some friendly fire, a lot of Zerg units going down. Ghosts are just trying to chill and stand and land a couple snipes, but Nikich just has a tiny bit too much. It's not overwhelmingly too much. That is 15 SCVs going down in the mid rider. One hero, Baneling connects as well. What a series between these two men. I'm absolutely loving it. Milky Nikich is a perfect best of 5 with non-stop action. Very rarely do you see any money in the bank. These two guys are just throwing There's so many ghosts, by the way, but unfortunately for Milky, has taken so much economic damage. And Nikich, in a weird way, almost plays a little bit like a Korean Zerg, where it's not about some units and then all drones and then all units. It's like there's a really fine balance between units, drones, units, drones, units, drones, and it's like I can feel some of the Zerg elites out there. That's not how you play Zerg, but because Milky's playing so weird, maybe he's forced to play weird as well. And it feels that he's always committed and he's always all in, but because he's got a few more units than he's supposed to, he just keeps on finding the right fights, the right traits. He's not there yet. Oh my goodness, so many ghosts, man. Our 14 ghosts. How about a couple fungals and a couple parasitic bombs? It's hard to attack into this. Is there a world where MilkiCow with the mass ghost drop can turn this game around? Because Nikich is not rich. And the banelings and the ultras do blow up the planetary at the bottom. That is big. But the mass ghost drop is continuing. There's a couple of marines in there as well. They are cosplaying like ghosts. Guys? Do we have any? We have one infestor. One queen is going to get enough shots of that to kill a medevac. That would be some incredibly precious cargo lost, but that's not going to happen. Overlords getting sniped, but some of them survive. Oh, the EMP. The EMP on the infestor, so no fungo available. There's just no way to shut this down. 33 drones have died. Couple banelings connect, but ghosts are so freaking tanky. One of them does die against the ultra there in the end. A little while ago it was 91 drones against 40 something SCVs. And why right now do I feel like I'm looking at a game that MilkiCow could realistically win? Couple Widow Mines in the mix as well. What does Nikich have left? 8 Ultras, but these Ultras are gonna get sniped. Nikich needs more spellcasters. He needs a Parabomb on those medevacs. He needs a Fungal and a lot of links. I don't know if he can get it. He does have the top right, and Milky throws down a scan. And his heart may sink a little bit here. It's like, okay, that is a problem. This is a problem too. A tiny link counter. I'm still worried, guys. I am legitimately worried for our Belarusian Zerg. And what a terrible banger of a game this is turning out to be. Units lost resource tab. A 7,000 difference. That is okay. Not the craziest thing ever, but it's okay. We need some fungos. But a couple of fungos. Yeah, if Milky wins it, is legitimately an absolutely mental victory. It looked absolutely impossible a while ago. Can we land the snipes? The infestors are very far back. What a moment to have hiccups for me. A lot of the ultras are disappearing. Ghosts are tanky. Ultra trying to do its thing. One ultra kills 3, 4, 5 ghosts. It is barely good enough. With the fungals, it is good enough. After 20 minutes, it is Nikich, our Belarusian Zerg, who takes the 2-1 lead. What a game, man. Like, these guys are legit gaming. Actually, really cool. Really, really, really cool stuff between these two. that 13 or 14 ghost drop, whatever the hell it was. Pack the punch. It's like at one point, what do you do? How do you connect? How do you get on top of it? And in the end, it was good enough for Nikich. Means 2-1 lead for our Belarusian Zerg. As we are gonna hop into game 4 immediately. We shouldn't have to take any breaks. I don't want to take a break. Was that 20 minutes of yapping? Yes, it was. I loved every single second of it. That's a lot of seconds, guys. Talk about like 1,200 seconds. Quick math. Thank you to Ryan for the 123 months, of which at least 50, 60, 70 months of tier 3. What a man. And he plays instruments. I only play the keyboard. Ryan plays everything. You really appreciate it, mate. I hope you know that. Forever and always. Game 4 between our two Eastern European gamers. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 always looks satisfying. It does, I agree. 1, 2, round 4.
Round 4. Fight!
What a fun series. Honestly, this is the kind of Starcraft that we just need to see a little more often. Maybe Protoss is the problem. If we just had a little less TOS and a little more Terran and a little more Zerg, we get more stuff of this, and then all that negativity in this scene would go away immediately. And people would just be still loving StarCraft like they always love StarCraft. But I think it will come back. No worries. Hashtag believe, hashtag positivity, hashtag, I don't know, copium. Top right side, guys, down 1-2, but playing an awesome series with those early Ghost Academies. How are we gonna do 4 for 4? This is MilkiCow. And in the bottom left side of Frostline, we are looking at the main base of our Belarusian Zerg. Definitely struggling this series, but hey, that's what's supposed to always happen in the Big Brain Bouts. If we ain't struggling, it's too easy and I did a bad job. This is Nikich. This feels like a main event to me. With like how epic some of these games have been, how close, how unique and different. Everything that a main event should be. Maybe we'll do the rematch in like a month or two. And we'll make it the main. If they both play and they both hopefully have a lot of reasons to be mega motivated, we'll do it. Was Solar today planned? I mean, Solar has gone so far in the weeklies past week. I invited Solar after he won last Monday. If he is willing to stay up that late for the weekly, I figured he might be down for the Big Brain Bouts as well. And if you can win a European Monday night weekly, that is incredibly deserving of an invite. So I reached out to Solar. He asked about the time. He asked about the time again. He double checked. He triple checked. And he said, okay. Yeah, I'd love to play. I said, alright. I'll get back to you soon. Shout out to der einzige tijdige Magier for the 26 months. No Ghost Academy. I almost want to be that guy in the crowd of the UFC event when two guys start wrestling. You're like, boring. Where's my Ghost Academy? I want to see a ghost run to the other side of the map 1 minute and something seconds in. Yeah, boo. Come on, ref, do something about it. What is this like? One Marine into reactor. This is not what I paid for. Nah, I've never been a fan like that. I can definitely be fanatic. During football fans, I am fanatic, but not I would never I'd never shout at two guys fighting in an octagon or a ring. That's so bizarre to me. You're sitting there drinking your 5th beer of the evening, you're like, hey, fight for my entertainment. Like, that's nuts. I understand some of the frustration sometimes of, you know, people that hope for fireworks and then they just see two guys clinching for 5 minutes straight. I get it, but I don't see how you can feel like you're entitled to them just standing there and throwing haymakers at one another. I paid for my ticket. I want to see some blood. Don't think that's quite how it works. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what? That's right, Mariner. Finally, it is race weekend. By the time that I go live tomorrow, we can talk about F1. We can talk about qualifiers. We can talk about Max. Maybe Lewis. Maybe Leclerc. We can talk about those McLarens. I guess Lando's going to take P1 and then he's going to lose P1 in the first corner of the actual race. Oh my god, you know what would actually be the most scripted start ever of this F1 season? It's like Lando goes pole tomorrow, Piastri P2. And then on the race Sunday morning, they knock each other out. Corner 1, both McLarens crash out. Drama for the rest of the season, everybody angry. Oh yes. Scripted. Clip it, guys, please. Clip it and put the date, because if that happens, word for word, well, I'm gonna have the best F1 season ever. And there's Yuki coming through, he wins it all. I should be streaming tomorrow, Sam. I don't know what time though, but I would really love to do the Macabellum event in the evening. I think those weekend tournaments are really fun, so I'd like to play that. Milky driving around with those Hellions looking for an opening. Doesn't quite find an opening yet. Nikich has a couple worker lead. It seems overall all awfully standard. Do you think you'll be a Macabellum Pro? I don't know if there is such a thing right now as a Macabellum Pro. If you mean pro casting, of course. I can cast anything. I can watch Molten play poker. And if you've ever seen Molten play poker, you know that's incredibly conservative. But I could make a Molten versus Todd heads-up match be exciting. Even though they are two of the biggest nits that I've ever seen on the planet, I could cast that. So if I can cast that, of course I can cast Macabellum and make it fun. I can do anything. I don't play any games right now, guys, to be a pro or this or that. I have a new role with Basilisk. I'm very happy with it. That's my biggest function. Of course, I will continue to do my best for Starcraft because this is where my passion lays. I feel a sense of loyalty to this stream. Not to the stream, but to the scene. Even though sometimes the Starcraft 2 scene can be a little disappointing. I think especially these days where it feels like a bit of the Wild Wild West. But I hope that better times will return. I don't play any other games with the idea of going pro. I'm 37. As part of the question, do you think there will be a pro scene? Ask me that question again in 3 weeks, mate. Then you'll know something that I already know. And then we can see how much we believe in all of that. Queens, Lings, and Banes are looking to connect with Hellions and Marines. First queen goes down. A lot of the other queens are getting transfused. A lot of Lings coming in from the right side. Nikich with an excellent engagement in the end. This is exactly what he was looking for. Gets the Marines, gets the tank. Oh. Apollo's still on the scene here. You're indeed 10 years late. Apollo currently has a high function when it comes to ESL and the Esports World Cup. He is active in esports. I don't know what his exact title is, but basically he is heavily involved with planning out the Esports World Cup throughout the summer. So maybe he's got to say in which games they select. Maybe he's got to say in what order they play the games and how to make the events better, etc. But that is basically Apollo's role. A little bit of everything, a little bit of nothing, but Apollo is a suit. He's a proper suit when it comes to the Esports World Cup. You guys can absolutely tweet him, but I don't think he's very active on Twitter these days. What do I think about Stormgate? Right now it is not something that sparks a lot of joy to me. Based on the videos I've seen, it's starting to look a little bit better. I just have an incredibly hard time believing that you can bounce back from having all that goodwill at first and then immediately launching, even if you call it early access, whatever, a product that was just not good enough. There were a couple of things that I did really like about it, but it doesn't matter if I like it. You need thousands, if not hundreds and thousands of people to like it. And you're not trying to please a couple of diehard RTS nerds. So. I don't know. I can't stare into the future, but it would be one of the greatest gaming comeback stories of all time if they can turn it around and get people really excited over Stormgate. It would be a historic comeback. I'm talking like Liverpool AC Milan Champions League finals kind of comeback. I'm talking Max in Brazil last season comeback. Be historic. Milky continues to drop, trying to find more and more damage as Nikich is doing the same thing as he tried to do in those last games. And is just kind of hang in there, get good enough fights until he can get ultras out. And once he gets ultras out against this Russian Terran player that's so heavy on the Marines, well, ultras will look better than ever before. Feyenoord Man City kind of comeback, that's right. Feyenoord second half against AC Milan away kind of comeback. Didn't look like it, then they got the red card. I love a lot of the folks that work at Stormgate, and I was very excited about Stormgate for a long time. First when I knew nothing, then when I saw a bit, I was like, it's not really my universe, not really my graphics, but none of that really mattered to me as long as the core gameplay would be amazing, the units would look great in the end, and the online experience would be very fun. Thinking back of the fun of the early days of Warcraft 3 where you log on Battle.net and you have all your stats and you have your profile and you can unlock icons and chat channels. And I was like, if they do all of that, I think the game is going to be great. The game had none of that. It had some sort of a confusing MMR, and that was about it. Yeah, and then obviously it's just overwhelming amounts of negativity. Everybody's disappointed. Oh my god! Meine Fresse! What a Widowmine shot there by Nikich. I'm sure Nikich is very disappointed by how that Widowmine connected. That retarget on the side of MilkiCow is as good as it's going to get. If you're talking about the 7-1 of Brazil-Germany, I did watch that. Now imagine Brazil down 7-1 making a comeback in that game. That would be the kind of comeback we're talking about. Is there a story behind Milky's name? I don't think so. I don't think he lives on a farm either. I think he just lives in a high-rise flat somewhere near Moscow. Because we've done some interviews. I did a video interview with him once during the regionals. And I was like, I've been in these places. So that would be my guess. Yeah, it'd be a bit like Barca PSG, but I know you guys won't believe this. But I actually always believed in that Barca comeback. Like at home, PSG was known for choking. It was prime Barca, not quite prime Barca, but like somewhat prime Barca. I really didn't think that was like the craziest thing ever. You were at the 7-1 game? That's amazing, man. You live in Brazil then, or you traveled for it? I've never gone to a World Cup or a Euro Cup game. But maybe we'll change that in 2026. I'll come to Canada or America. And we'll cheer for the Dutch. Milky maxed out and Nikich maxed out. And Nikich sends it on the planetary on the right side. Links, Veins, Ultras and the Blinding Cloud is good enough to get this planetary. Nikich does have money in the bank as well. I'm gonna say Ghosts are in a good spot, but Nikich goes full Scorpion, says get over here. That's a couple of them. Pretty good attack, I'd say. Sure, expensive attack, but almost all of Nikich's attacks throughout the series have been very expensive. What for Leicester? Was that against Leicester? We're cheeky! With the penalty, the save, the immediate counter. That was it. Danny, not cheeky, yeah. That kind of a comeback. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, I'm never rooting against on any RTS. There's no point for me in rooting against an RTS. Even if some of them are not for me. Like Age of Empires is not for me. Age of Mythology is not for me, but I wouldn't be rooting against them, and I'm definitely not rooting against Stormgate either. But it would definitely be a miraculous comeback at the moment. Lynx morphing into Banelings after Nikich continues to find damage. I'm honestly impressed by how fine that line is between the Zerg units, the drones, throwing away a lot of Lynx, Banes, Ultras, but kind of works out. Are we paying attention to the infestors? Yes, we are. They do get EMP'd, but more Lynx and Ultras try to make it through. It's just been fireworks, man. It's almost tough for me that this is the third series of the night, and our first best of 5. We had multiple 20+ minute games, but it's just been a great series between these two. And I can't imagine that they are not having fun. Obviously, whoever loses is not going to be very happy, but I kind of feel like playing these kinds of games, this is why these guys became as good as they are in Starcraft. For that chaos, that back and forth, a little bit of everything. 100 drones is very satisfying. Rainer would be very proud. I'd say Rainer is proud right now from Seoul, South Korea, but local time over in Korea, 5 a.m. And we all know that Rainer is walking up and down the streets of Gangnam, and he ain't watching the Roddy stream right now. But if it was in a different time zone, I'm sure Rainer would be tuning in, and he'd be so proud of Nikich. I'm really surprised by how apparently impactful this Steam review thing is, but I guess there are just so many people that kind of live on Steam and they look for a game on Steam, and if it does really good on Steam, they'll be like, yeah, I get into it, and they don't watch Twitch or they don't watch YouTube reviews or do some real research. They kind of look at how it's performing over at Steam, what the users say, and then they're like, okay, I'll go for it. Nikich's supply is actually looking a little bit lower, but it kind of feels that he is just figuring out what he should be spending his money on. Oh, I'm not saying they're undeserved, Dragnos. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying how I'm surprised by how important that Steam thing is overall. That's what I meant. Links and Ultras. After a couple of fungos, kind of felt that the units here of Nikich were a little bit out of sync, right? Like it's first some Links, then it's only the Hephaestus, then it's the rest. If you can just tie things up a little bit better. I feel like those fights would have probably looked a little bit better. Marines and Marauders slimming forward, working on a hatch. They should be able to get it. Milky throws down a scan in the top left and still sees another saturated base there. It was there, it's still there. Nice retarget there on the Widowmine. As Nikich tried to use some hold position in the end. In the end, he's just going to eat that Widowmine shot to the face. There's a lot of banelings here. This is definitely an important moment for Nikich. This is where he really needs to get a serious victory as he lands a couple of abducts. The medevac hit us with the hot pickups. But there are still so many banelings. The Bane train just continues to roll forward. Will connect eventually. Nikich decides to spend his money on more Ultras. This really has been just an excellent series. And I'm almost sad that this is not the main event because I know I need to preserve a tiny bit of energy for that final Showtime versus Solar series. This really has been excellent. I don't think that really matters though, Harspo. Honestly, I think at the moment that you open the floodgates and you let everybody play, I don't think it matters what you call it. What to do against Mass Ultra? Wall-offs are great, choke points are great, Liberators are fantastic, and Ghosts are fantastic. It's just Milky very often has not been able to get the dream fights. It's not that he can't beat the Ultra. It's the Ultra in combination with the Lynx getting on top of his army, the Banelings, the denial of bases, while he's not been able to find the same counter damage. Dealing with Ultras is not something that a man like MilkiCow is not capable of, but it seems like Nikich has played ever so slightly faster and has been able to create leads for himself that he just would not let go of. You can really see that Ghosts, if they are able to do that thing, are so freaking good against Ultras. It's almost silly. It is almost silly how good they are. I still have not tried it yet, Lost Ancient. I know it's out there, but I haven't tried it yet. I mean, even if that is the case, TBD forever, I still think that, I don't know. I feel like the first time that you really open the floodgates to get people going, where you're opening up with the idea of like, we want to keep them around, we want to make sure they keep on playing, and we want to see them spend money, it needs to be really good. And if it's not good, then something in the planning somewhere has gone wrong. Oh yeah, if you have to turn the floodgates on. Our boy Benny is turning those floodgates on in Hamburg right now, as Nikich is gonna try to turn them on over in Minsk. Oh, SCVs, they somehow somewhat go through, but not all of them. 15 SCVs go down. We have caustic spray, we have Ultras 4 days, and this should really do it for our co-main event. And the winner of this best of 5 walks away with 100 buckies, and those 100 bucks go to Nikich. Honestly, what a series. What a game. Another 20-minute action-packed game. 3 out of the 4 games opened up with a Ghost Academy. It's been great. Really, really, really fun stuff between Milky and Nikich. I'm almost sad that they can't both win, but that's just what it is. But hey, we'll give Milky another invite in the near future to get a W. He will still get 25 bucks for playing, and the 100 buckies will go to our friend Nikich. That was our TVC. I'm going to go ahead and settle that prediction. Take a very tiny break, grab myself a drink, catch some breath, because it's now been 5 hours of almost non-stop yapping. Can you check how many Ultras he made? I already left the game, I'm sorry. I could have checked that if you asked me before, mate. Whenever I'm in the game, you guys can always ask me anything and I'll gladly show it. Right now it's too late. I've closed the game and I don't want to go into the replay, since we have one more best of 5 and it's a crazy hour over in Korea. So I'd like to get this going as quickly as possible. Let me settle that prediction and we get ready for Showtime versus Solar. Nice to see a lot of you guys joining me tonight. Makes me happy. Ooh, underdog win. You guys don't believe in the Zergies, do you? Only 29% of the points. 179,000 in total were wagered on Nikich. Alright. One final series then. Showtime versus Solar Best of 5 main event. BBB number 89. Showtime. GRP. Solar. KRZ. I'll give you guys 15 minutes to get this one going. I hope it's a really good one. I'll take a very tiny break. And by the time that I come back, I hope that everybody's awake. And I hope we can start. And if not, whatever. It happens. But I hope they're here. I'll see you guys real soon.